So I think with the introduction he has made, let's start on this session. And we had good introduction. So quickly we will see that who we are here. I think you are from all over India, and I saw a lot of Assam and others. So how many from Eastern? Eastern India? I think more than 10 it looks like. That's great. Western part? I think that seems okay. Central, MP, Sagar, oh, good. Northern, yeah. Where did Sikkim show hand? And finally on the southern side, we have got Surathkal, we have got others. Great. So we have got people from all over India, and I would say we are a team together. I think with IIT Bombay and with Professor Patwardhan, what he said about Tech Week and Tech Week 3 and KITE and AICTE, I think let's start together on the journey. So basically, as I see, most of you are faculty members at your institute, but are there someone who are actually having a center at your institute? Are there some institutes where there is a center already? How many? Center for Innovation or either incubator, any part of entrepreneurial ecosystem, if we have got that. Yeah. Excellent, that's great. Or any professional staff, that means you have come from outside the institute and you are heading that part now. Okay. So, because all of these are required together to manage that. Finally, where are we from? I think looks like almost 90% plus are engineering or science colleges, or mostly engineering colleges, that's right. But I did hear someone saying humanities or mathematics or business school. How many from business school? Okay, that's great. And finally, as I said that, how many of you got some activity which is ongoing at your college or institute related to innovation and entrepreneurship? Well established, 5 years or more, anything is there? Oh, no, nothing 5 years or more. Something which is started very recently, okay, and something which I got plans to start. I think that is the maximum one. Okay, great. So we know now where we are, what are we going to start, and the importance of that. And as I mentioned, there are various elements to the entrepreneurship and the ecosystem required for that, and we can start somewhere, but overall it has to develop into a thriving, living ecosystem. So we'll start with that. What does it take to have an entrepreneurial ecosystem? We'll see some great examples, but importantly, what is the scope and framework and the basis to start and set up this type of systems? Why teach entrepreneurship? We are excellent engineering colleges, all of you. You are doing very well in conducting those courses and giving degrees to the students, and they are getting good employment. Where does entrepreneurship really come in? Then, as Professor Atre mentioned, how to design and develop courses, how to create a panel for faculty, because without faculty there is no proper teaching, and without proper teaching there is no knowledge and further action by the students. And the faculty is always a constraint. I think that's a difficult thing. Very importantly, it's a game, it's a sport where we don't require only one person, but we require a lot of players to work together, that these stakeholders are networking with them. So whatever definition entrepreneurship, people are trying and giving different entrepreneurship definitions. But one thing that is nobody can deny is that entrepreneurship is not a one man or one woman show. It's not a one person show. It has to have members, it has to interact across all domains. So therefore the networking stakeholders is a very important thing. What are the resources we require to create a entrepreneurship innovation center? And are there sources where we can get some of the help for that? Finally, I would talk about our own center and the students of IIT Bombay for their activities in this area. Heard some of these companies? Anyone heard Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC? Did someone use a DEC computer as students anytime? DEC was one of the pioneers, what is called the mini computers. After that era of framework, mainframe computers, between the personal and the mainframe, we had the digital mini computers. Qualcomm, of course, you have heard about it. Dropbox, yes. Genentech, Sun Macrosystem. Anyone remember this company, Sun Macrosystems? You heard about that? Good. And of course, the latest one. Which one is this? Snapchat, Cisco, Google, Yahoo. So, they are great companies. What's the common thread in these companies? They are all technology-based companies. They are all great companies. They brought new products, new services. Is that right? Beyond that, what? Yeah, sorry.
Basically, the entrepreneurs are created this. The persons who are working in this company.
Yeah.
It is because of them this company is being connected.
The company is being?
I mean, entrepreneurs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they all were financial entrepreneurs. That is very good. And all of them were students when they started these companies. And they were basically students of these two very well known institutes. Each one of these company was set up by a student while still studying at either of these institute. Either they were like MIT, DEC, Ken Olsen, or Cisco at Stanford, or Google at Stanford. So, you can see that these all pioneering companies, entrepreneurs, they were set up by students while still studying at their institutes, and we have taken only 2 institutes for this. Any examples of other new ventures coming up by students at different institute?
Sony PlayStation, that is also been.
Yeah, but Sony is a company which is set up by
Sorry. Sorry, sir.
Facebook, Harvard, very good. Yeah. Flipkart, of course, they already passed out from, they were working for Microsoft and then they start the, so Flipkart you cannot say at the institute itself. But of course, both IIT Delhi students, yeah. Paytm also, I think they took time. I am saying right at the institute they were studying and they got the venture. So yes, Facebook is right, definitely. Zuckerberg was working. Microsoft, definitely. Bill Gates was working at Harvard still when he started the company. Topper, no, I think Zishan had already passed out of IIT Bombay and then started the company. So, yes. So, basically, in fact, MIT has made his report where they says that over last 60, 70 years, they have got 30,000 companies which have come by the students of MIT, employing almost close to 5 million employees and more than $2 trillion revenues. We can imagine that if it's a technology based institute, technology institute, encouraging students to go for it, what can happen? Of course, this is a huge thing, but all of us in our own way can definitely make a beginning. Is that possible? We can make a start, we can do something. This is the statement by Charles West, president of MIT. What does he say? I think what's have been happening in the world, say last at least 21st century, at least 20 years, me and 2019, is that right? Is the last 20 years something different than what was earlier? Are people changing the way we work, the way we live? Technology is rapidly changing, yeah?
There is a change or upgradation.
Yes. Definitely, yeah, that's right. What about the business itself? What about the way you were doing things? How many of you have written a postcard to your mother or father? Did anyone write? When? How many years back? 20 years back, 10 years back. What happened? You can talk to them every day, is that right? So there is no need to write a letter. Just think about various things that happening or that happened. In fact, this to be called a dream or imagination or magic, that instead of talking on phone, can you see people whom we are talking to? Is that right? Today we have got a video phone, today we have got a WhatsApp, we can chat, but it is taken as granted, is that right? Your younger brothers or sisters or some of you who have got kids, they take it as talking and seeing person 500 miles or 1000 miles away is a normal thing. But did you think 20 years back, 30 years back, people were thinking it was things as a magic? So we are living in a situation where constantly things are evolving, constantly things are changing, and it is up to us to have the imagination or to create things which were not there. The other important thing is that, of course, the effect of accumulation. Whatever knowledge we have got all these years, it was being passed from person to person or person to group of people and then to others. But today we have got almost all the world's knowledge codified, available. What is Google's mission? What does Google say? The company which created search engine, what it says is its mission? Can anyone find out? Okay, I think after lunch we will ask you. So what is Google's mission? Has it made a difference when you are doing your own work? Do you use Google or not? Very often? Yeah. So today we have got that impact of accumulation, and also all across the situation, whether it is in USA or Europe or developed world or emerging world, there is a strong support for innovation and entrepreneurship. Is that there? The very fact that all of us are here together, something is driving. That driving could be a natural force, could be the trends emerging in the world, or could be some programs which governments want to undertake to support this. Is that right? But it's happening all across. So therefore, when we talk about entrepreneurship vision, what do we want? We are all developing engineers and scientists as our institutes, and it's important that in addition to learning about their basic knowledge and skills, they also need to know about entrepreneurship, and getting that knowledge in addition to their technical knowledge, we hope that it will combine together to have them the position of leadership. And most importantly, how do you disseminate practical knowledge? Because as Professor Attre mentioned, entrepreneurship, innovation is not a thing to be learnt in class. Unless it is deployed, there is no meaning in knowing or learning about innovation and entrepreneurship. So therefore, what are the important skills that entrepreneurs need? Apart from learning a subject and getting the required credits and getting a degree, if you want to really want to be an entrepreneur, what are the things which are beyond those? And that is what we need to address and look into. So the first one is, of course, that the creativity and opportunity evaluation. That is, the moment you are in the world, you are not in a vacuum, is that right? You are part of the system. All of you came from all the parts of the country. Are all the parts of the country equal? In various respects, social, communication, facility wise, are they equal or different? Are there areas which are not up to the mark of even basic requirement, basic standards? Yeah, we can always say that government has not given budget or they have not spent something, but there are certain things which are required by people. And what it means, the very first thing, that if there are problems, if there are things which people should have but are not there, that means there is an opportunity. Whether the opportunity can be addressed, solved, that is the next step. But the very fact that there are problems, that means something can be done. The question is, how do you know about that and how do you come up with your solution which will change things? Without change, there is no innovation or no opportunity exploitation. And therefore, what we require our students, that they must be able to look at things and discern that where there is a problem, what can be done, and that has to be done into real time. You can't say that I will, oh, there is some problem after 5 years, let's do something about that. That is what government does, will do in 5 years or 10 years. So, how do you come with your response and which would be able to address and solve the problem? All of you have heard about Oyo? Yeah, what happened? We all know the story about it. Why Oyo? What happened to the entrepreneur? Who is the entrepreneur for Oyo? Very good, that's right. What happened to Ritesh? Why did he start Oyo? The experience that he had in getting a hotel, and after getting into hotel, the facilities that were provided for the payment he was making, there was a big mismatch. Is that right? Was it first time it was happening, this thing? That you needed hotel, you were not getting hotel, or you got the hotel but there were a lot of facilities problem and not having whatever it is, AC or freeze or electricity or not clean, whatever it is. Is this a first time it happened to someone?
A similar problem was faced by
It must have happened hundreds of times, thousands of times to people. But the question is that who sees the opportunity in this? Apply a creative solution in real time. That is the characteristic, that is the real feature of entrepreneurship. Of course, we mentioned it doesn't, only one person cannot do it. You need to have team both within the company and connections with the outside people in the domain. Then you require evangelism. What is evangelism? Who is an evangelist? Spreading the good word, spreading the right principles that you are having. That means if I got an idea of a hotel on a different principle, you need to promote that in a selfless way. Only then we can do that. Of course, sale negotiation. Most importantly, the way you communicate. That means you have to convince, you have to persuade people that what you are doing is something important. And who needs to be persuaded? If you have got any idea, who needs to be persuaded? Investors. Before that, investors will come to you to persuade we are right. But who is the first person to be persuaded?
The innovator.
Sorry?
The innovator. I mean, who is doing the innovation?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Most importantly, person who needs, yeah, that's right. The real need, who is facing that, and would that person who is in the need of these things, would he be accepting your idea, your product, your service? That is the first thing. So we need to get persuasion, one of the critical requirement, and both oral and communication. And finally, of course, all the inputs and outputs of a venture ultimately would be in the form of So you need to understand how to put everything together on a common unit, which is a unit of currency. So you must know very basics of what is the accounting and finance. So this is absolutely important. Unless we get these things covered, it's not that you are going to get a master's or PhD in accounting and startup and finance and all, but they need to have the minimum thing that they must know about this. Only then there is a chance of they are going out and exploring possibilities. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, especially high-tech entrepreneurship, which was Atre mentioned in the morning, what really is the high-tech entrepreneurship? Yeah? Because all of you are engineering colleges, technology institutes, and you want your students working with you to create these new ventures. That means you are working on an idea which is going to make things different, whether it is service, whether it is product, whether it is different benefits. They are based on some application of new knowledge or technology which was not done earlier. There has to be a new deployment. So therefore, we require people who are going to start with that technology or start with the need for somebody's problems and combine them with the 4 elements as I mentioned, what type of vision we are looking for, what strategy, what risk, and everything happens into a context of the society, in the social context in which we are working. So if you are a student in 60s or 70s as against a 21st century student, would there be difference or there is no difference? There will be difference in various ways, and we call there are 3 things which make a difference, which we will see later. One is the social, second is the economic, and third is technology. There are constant changes in all these elements, and these changes are the actually platform for coming with the innovation and thinking about a new venture. And for that we need to think immediately about the market positioning. There are only 2 questions that the entrepreneur needs to ask. What are those 2 questions? In fact, they are questions so together, you can think of them as a coin. That is one side of the coin, other side of the coin. Yeah, what are the questions?
I think the need for new product and then demand and supply. Yeah.
What problem someone is facing and what can I offer to solve it?
So what and for whom? You cannot separate them. Whatever you are trying to do and for whom it is meant to be. So therefore, what we are doing and for whom we are doing, unless we do that, this partnership of ours and the customers, we are on the 2 sides of the same coin. Then of course, what is the plan in which we are going to work out, what is the money requirements, all those things will come later. But most importantly, why is it a team sport? As I mentioned, not a one-person show, it has to be a team sport. That means we need to bring together people, resources within the company, outside the company, both before the production starts and both after the you have got something which has to be sold to the people, your market. So those are the critical skills that are required for the entrepreneurship innovation to happen. So if you want to organize this way, we need to take a stock of what's happening at your institute. So what's happening at some of the institutes? They are here. Does the institute want this to be an important activity? Does the director, principal, or whatever it is, or the board of governors, or some might be society set up this? Do the top people at the institute want innovation entrepreneurship to be an important activity? What's your assessment? All your institutes, senior most people, director level and others, are they interested in innovation entrepreneurship? Yes or no? How many no's and how many yes?
No. But to be very frank, it is because of NBAs and NAC activities. They score some points out of that and
Government
And
mandate.
also
government mandate. Government mandate.
So you want to do it because of government mandate, or you think we are in a situation today, we are in the development of India's economy, global economy, that entrepreneurship is going to be important. If government is not giving this scheme, there is no NBA, NBC, whatever, NAC or whatever it is, would you still like to do it? Do you think today's students, we saw the MIT president, Mr. Charles West statement. Do you think that statement is only for USA and not for India? Do you think students today are interested in doing something beyond what they are learning at the colleges? And one area of that is really new venture, high-tech entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir. Today's students are.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Today's students are having different mindset.
Hmm.
They are inclined towards the industry. They are inclined towards new things. They are exploring themselves.
Okay. Any other responses?
Mr. West was not well aware with the realities of Indian educational system.
Yeah.
Here, with so much of competition, students are more concerned towards rote learning, and they are not innovative, they are not seeking responsibilities, they are not seeking new learning. They are just following the footsteps of what the preceding generation has set up there.
Okay.
So, expecting innovation out of them,
Hmm.
I mean, it's not impossible, but still, it's a far-fetched thing.
So, do you want to do difficult things or you want to do easy things? As professionals,
It's not a question of being difficult
no,
or
no,
easy.
no. I'm just saying that as a professionals, do you want to do a challenging thing or do you want to continue what we are doing?
Sir, something being challenging or difficult is just a matter of perspective. If I am technically proficient, that thing may be very easy for me. I may be going for setting up a venture in that field. For someone else who is sitting outside, it may be.
No, we are talking only about your perspective. That is you as engineering college, technology institutes people. We are not talking about general thing. Those who have got, those of us we are, I think, lucky enough to be in institutes of technology or higher learning. We are in a different situation. We are not talking about common things. So those who have got this situation, and I agree with you that it's not easy or it cannot happen just on its own. But what do you want to do? I would say that whether government is supporting or not, whether AICT is requiring or not, do you think today's situation, the way things are happening today, the way we are getting these Oyos and Zomatos and all, or even different companies, and the way number of students are looking beyond that, without any government scheme, without any compulsion, without any recognition, would we be interested in doing something for this?
Technology has definitely brought down the.
That is the main question, yeah.
Yes, it has made things easier. Technology has definitely made things easier. It's now more possible to
Yeah.
come up with an.
Very good, very good.
The question remains.
Yeah. So let's say, as Professor Atri also mentioned, what is your institute's focus? Is it more on teaching or there is research happening? So we do require research as an important component in supporting entrepreneurship. That's very important. Are they all institutes in the public domain? All government supported institutes here? Are there private institutes? Not a single private institute?
Ours is a self-financed institution, sir.
What do you mean by that?
Sir, it's a university institution, it's a self-financed institution, we don't receive any government funding.
Which institute is this?
It's sir, the IIT Dr. Ramanur Lohiya Awadhi University, as of Ayodhya.
Ayodhya. Okay. So when you say self-financing, you don't get government grants?
No, from this, for the last 2 years, we are getting this TechUp grant, but before that, we didn't I didn't got even a single penny from the government.
Okay, good. So is there for you more flexibility or less flexibility compared to other government supported institutes?
I mean, we inherit all the drawbacks of a government institution,
Hmm?
and but we don't have the flexibility of a private institution. We inherit drawbacks of both the systems.
That's it. I think terrible problem. Is that right? Yeah. So that's the biggest opportunity that you have got. So you are the one who has got the toughest challenge, and you have to really come out of that. Is that right? Great. Very good. Are they all both UG, PG, both in all your colleges? You are having all masters, PhD also? Okay. So the moment you say masters, PhD, and the moment you say that only teaching, doesn't make sense. If all the colleges are having masters and PhD courses, and then you are saying you are only teaching and not research, I think there is something we need to ask ourselves. Is that right? We need to ask ourselves. Okay. Are there institutes with business schools in this group? Anyone having school of management or a business school? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay. At least 10% have that. That's good. This is very important, that which group in the institute is most important. Whatever group we are talking about, either it is the particular discipline which is very well known, that if you say that you want to get some good mechanical engineering, this is the really good institute, this department is very strong. Or if you are having any new budget coming up, and which department will get the chance to use that? Department is very strong. So each institute will have some strong department, and that department has got the obligation, if they really want to start activity, innovation, entrepreneurship, that could be the starting point. May not be all departments. Okay. Then what is the funding that you are having? Only government funding, or Professor Atre mentioned, are there other agencies, alumni? Are you really going out or not? Okay. Because if you start for the first time, you are going to require some support, some resources, and may not be coming from directly from the government. But today, yes, I think there are resources even from DST and AICTE and government agencies which can support the development of innovation entrepreneurship. Alumni, as I mentioned, how many of you as a faculty in your college have worked with at least 5 alumni in the last 1 year? Only one? What is it? What it makes that you as a faculty are not able to interact with an alumni of your own institute? What could be the situation?
Different alumni cell in the another faculty.
Alumni cell is a mechanical thing. It's a body which wants to do that, but you as an individual, I am asking you as an individual, with or without alumni cell, have you worked with them? What stops people working with your own people? Yeah, I am sure there must be genuine reason. It's not that. One question is that we want to work and we are not able to work. Other is we are not thought of working, so that's a separate thing. But those who want to work,
The second is more appropriate. I mean, we are not thought of working.
I mean, what type of
The institutes were happy with the fund received by the government.
Yeah, but-
They were just teaching and enjoying.
correct, but if you say we want to go beyond that, that is what we want to do.
That has not been
Yeah.
thought till date.
So if you say that today we draw a line and today we want to think, what will you do? Sorry. You think it's important? Professor Atre was mentioning about the alumni thing. Do we need to do that? What is the way we will know that what are the things happening currently and likely to happen in the future? Do we as the people in the institute, do we need to be part of that? Apart from teaching, going beyond something, is that right? So that is the very critical thing. And most importantly, whenever there is to be a change, there has to be a person who needs to lead the change. So, whichever college institute you are in, there has to be at least one person who wants to say that our institute will have something in this area within 1 year or whatever it is the champion. I am sure all of you actually are champions, and that's why you are here. Otherwise, you would not be here. What does a champion do? A champion promotes a specific cause or a specific mission. So, he or she wants to do that, and they are fully aware that we do not have the requirements, resources, funding to do that, but still we want to do this. That person is the champion. So, we are in the midst of 50 champions, and what you do is going to determine what's going to be the situation at the institute. I think the buck stops with you. Whatever situation, whatever reason, whatever challenges, whatever being there or not there, if we want to do it, we can make a start and we can do. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Is it going to be very challenging, very difficult, frustrating? Absolutely yes. But each one of us is convinced that this is something which is required today, both at the level of institute, but more importantly at the macro level. And this is also what the students are looking for in institute, beyond getting only their academic knowledge. Can they go beyond that? If this is where we are together on the same wavelength, I think yes, we can do something, and we can start today, because each one of you is a champion for this innovation entrepreneurship activity you are pioneering in your institute. Is that right? So, that is where we are starting. Great. So, let us see, even though we think there is nothing, there is always something. We do not live in a vacuum. Is that right? There are things. How we look at them, where we look for them, how we connect with them, that is going to be very important. So, let us start. So, what is the situation of the institute as a regional profile? That is, are there some efforts made at your institute so far, whatever way? Maybe first time we are doing something, there are a very small amount has come, 5 lakh or 10 lakh, and we are asked to start with this. So, what is the efforts that is going to be at your institute? Other is links to commercial or manufacturing zone. Is your college or institute somewhere near the center of commerce or business? We had a lot of people from Assam and Guwahati, is that right? Yeah. Where is it located? Sorry? Guwahati. So, what is Guwahati famous for? Yeah? Tea. Great. I think the world's largest tea plantations are in Guwahati. Any other thing? Silk and others. Okay. So, there is a commercial hub in Guwahati. How? Sorry? That's right. Yeah. So, is someone from Mokalbari or whatever it is, Warranty or Khetans, how many of you have talked to those people? No? If you talk to them, chances are they could say, no, we are busy, we don't have anything and we can't do. But there could be a 1% chance if you tell them that we would like to start something which will be either of general help or could be specific help for your industry. Is that possible? Okay. So, for each one of you, same way, whether we are eastern or northeastern or something, you need to find out, is there some way to link yourself to a business or commercial center. What about Jaipur? Who is in Jaipur? We are Jaipur people. Yeah. What's happening in Jaipur?
Much idea. I recently joined. But
Yeah.
it's basically our department, I mean chemical engineering.
Yeah.
So the people works in water treatment or water related research.
Hmm.
There is a big, the TDS levels are quite high.
Very good.
in Water purification. And most of the people have used marble or marble derived material chemistry.
Great. That is a resource-based industry.
Resource-based industry.
Yeah.
And there is some industrial effluents also from I think some leather industry. That also they are working on.
What about tourism?
Yeah, tourism is of course yes. That's the biggest.
Jaipur is the part of the golden triangle that people talk about.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it has got
Okay.
some heritage type, the entire Jaipur city.
Yeah, all these things.
Heritage.
So whatever area you are in, what are the other areas we had? सागर, सागर से कौन है? क्या है सागर में?
ऐसे कुछ बड़ा
कुछ नहीं है. क्या किया जाए? भिलाई कितना दूर है सागर से? How far is Bhilai from Sagar?
650 kilometers.
Sorry?
650 kilometers.
6 kilometers.
650 sir. 650 kilometers.
Kilometers, that is quite far out. What is more nearby?
Nearby, Katni,
Not very near actually. Indore,
cement
Dhar,
factories.
Cement factories are there near Sagar. Yeah, that's right. So you could find out, I think I'm just talking about it, but you could find out that no matter wherever you are in, you would be near an area which is having some business and commerce or industry, and it will only grow. Is that right? It will only grow. And therefore, is there some connection you are doing with that community? That is, there is someone in your region who are doing something, and if you have not tried so far, is it worth trying? Just meet them, ask them, connect students with them. Do you send your students for internship? Where do they go? Internship तो कहाँ करते हैं? Industry करते हैं और कहीं करते हैं?
Near Saskatchewan.
So how do the student go to the industry?
Through placements, yes.
Yeah.
There are connections already established with TMP.
So placement से कनेक्ट होता है तो innovation से कनेक्शन नहीं हो सकता है क्या?
Innovation, possibility, but yeah, we need to explore.
Correct. Yeah. I'm not saying that it is going to be immediately possible and we can do it and all, but we need to start. And I'm not saying that this is the only way. I'm just trying to elicit from you or make you yourself think what are the possibilities, because without, as I say, that innovation cannot happen in vacuum, cannot happen only with you. It has to happen in the environment. It happen with the people who are either users, suppliers, stakeholders, providers. Without that, there is no entrepreneurship. So, how do you connect with the community and connect with the businesses in that area? So, what do the students want to become? Each student actually looking for, he is dreaming or she is dreaming. They want to have a role model. If they are in Bangalore, they have role model of, who is role model in Bangalore? Old companies, new companies. Vijay Mallaya is a role model. Yeah? Bansals are there, the Nilikanis and the Kris and all that there. So no matter where we are in today, I think there is a possibility. I am again repeating, don't take me saying that just go and do it and very easy. I am saying there is a possibility. If you are not connected, can you at least start, make a beginning to connect. It may work or may not work, but not making beginning will never take you anywhere forward. Is that right? So is there some way in at least trying to make a beginning, and once you make a beginning, then we can think others. There are, of course, as you mentioned, there are ways you are connected to industry. When you say internships, when you do placements, the industry of course is there. Can you start from that? Can you go beyond that? So that is really the important part. Next is who can help? Self and local resources. Okay. Starting again with your own people, that is there some head of department who is really keen? I think if somebody is keen at some level of power influence, things can happen. Somebody might be thinking that I am electrical engineering head of department, I am in this area where these are the problems. They look to be something in my domain. If I am to do that, I could get it. Because ultimately, institutes cannot do anything. I think let's make it very clear. No institute can do anything. The only way it gets done, there is someone who thinks, I want to do it. Institute has no face, no persona, nothing. It is the either director or professor or head of department or a new faculty who wants to do. So it is that person who wants to do it. Interested faculty or even students themselves, do they want to do something? I mentioned to campus placement, career skill, if they are going to work with them, and most importantly, alumni. Those who have passed out, those who are doing something, those we want to, whom we can connect, if that we can do, there is a chance. And lastly, of course, local government. All state governments, right from district level, they are doing something to promote the development. Is that right? No matter whatever district you are in, whether it is in north, south, wherever it is, there is some effort. Maybe you are saying that effort is very spread out, very thin, very limited, doesn't have any impact. All possibilities are there. But still, whatever smallest beginning is possible. Because today, across all domains, all states, all districts, there is something happening. Whether it is government support, whether it is private support, whether it is some employment support. So we need to really connect on that. Whatever, wherever you are, what are the possibilities from this, your own resources. Next is the national resources. How many of you can connect with any one of these? You think you can connect with some of these things? Which one?
There is SERV, DST is spoken.
Okay. What else? Anyone else?
Startup India.
Startup India, very good. Yeah. Then what can you connect with? You are connected with them? Great, very good. What else? Anyone knows about AIM, Automation Mission? Yes? Very importantly, who heard about WAVE? How many of you heard about WAVE? What is the full form? World? Can you read this?
Association of
Women Entrepreneur, that's right, yeah. Or NABARD or TIE. What is SEWA? Self-employment women, is that right? Or SIDBI. So how many of you interacted with any one of these agencies? And what has been the result? Has it been bad? Nothing happened or something happened?
Nothing happened.
Huh? Nothing happened. So what do we do? Very good. That's what I want to ask. So you stop this and forget about acting with any other agency.
Now fourth is coming.
Sorry?
I have connected to 3 of those, nothing happened. Now trying for the fourth.
Trying for the fourth. Give a big clap to him. Trying for fourth is big clap. I think deserve a big clap. Good. Very good. Yeah.
Some new are there. I will try for those.
You will try for those. Wonderful. That's great. That's great. That is what required. So I just sampled about a dozen of the institutes. I think today as I mentioned to you, very systematically, very purposefully, there are efforts going on where you can get things. Have you heard about Budhani Foundation? This is the institute or EDI at Gujarat, Gandhinagar. They also have got in Assam also, they got a Guwahati center, EDI.
In fact, every state has one of their.
Yeah, most of the states have this. How many of you have interacted for possible courses from EDI to be available at our institute? Is that right? That is the Apex Institute of Entrepreneurship in India, and they are offering these courses. Or Startup India, of course. What about the NSTEDB? How many got incubator on their campus? I worked with NSTEDB. Why? They got enormous schemes which will give you for upgradation and expansion of your incubators. So these are the resources available nationally. Again, I am saying that it is not easy. Open a tap, whatever you require will come out. Not the case at all. But if you are not started working with them, I think it's time to start. I think that learning is there. And that learning is there. 3 things not work, I am going to work for 4th.
But I may add up nothing.
Sorry?
Because all of them actually want some past experience.
No. I won't agree with that. Because I have worked with them, so there are a lot of agencies which don't require any past experience. Absolutely no issue. That I can take a challenge. Some of them might have mentioned, but not all. Definitely not all.
That can happen.
Okay? Yeah. So that's what. So these are the resources which are available nationally. They can give you funding, they can give you facilities, they can give you courses, can give you mentors, and all these things are possible up to us. Again, don't misunderstand me. Don't think that I am telling you it's a magic. You go there and everything is solved. But there is a chance of making a beginning. Have you tried that? Should we try that? Let's get the experience. Okay? Beyond national, what is there?
Private investors.
Yeah?
Private investors.
Yeah?
Capitalists.
Yeah? Yeah?
Angel investors.
So beyond national, also international. How many of you have gone to the STVP, Stanford Venture Program? Have you seen that? The STVP is a completely open access program where whatever course is available at Stanford, you can actually create a course in your institute. You want to start a very first course in your institute for introduction to entrepreneurship, you can get the full details from the STVP site. How many of you have gone to STVP? If you think about entrepreneurship, what comes to your mind at the student level? Which are the best institutes? Obviously, the Silicon Valley and the Stanford and MITs. So I think evening, go on the STVP program, look what they are offering, and they are offered completely free without any strings. Anyone wants to start a program or use resources, which are hundreds of videos and course contents and stories and case studies, they are all available on the STVP, as also the OCW at MIT, that is Open Courseware. There is absolutely no issue on your tapping into it, trying to see what you want to do and can you start that. There is, of course, these are all American, that's why this is a NCIIA, that is National Collegiate Program. Then this is a private foundation, and very importantly, I think this is one of the great things, Deshpande Symposium. Anyone knows who is this Deshpande? This is Dr. Gururaj Deshpande, who was of course student of IIT Madras and then went to USA and Canada. He set up this Deshpande Symposium for higher education, and they offer some of the best inputs for helping colleges to start their own programs. So again, these are all the resources available from which they also run every year a program in USA in which they can offer you what is the latest happening in the innovation entrepreneurship education. So in the way we can connect it, we can check on that. So all these things are available, whether it is starting from you as a champion, local resources, national resources, international resources. Again, I am not saying that you go there and job is done, but you can at least make a beginning, even starting the minimum thing at this your institute, that starting one single course. Is that going to be too much? That we start only one course in entrepreneurship at our college or institute. Is that possible or not possible? And if there are resources which can help us do that, should we try or not try? Okay, so that is where we can make a beginning. So with that, I think we would like to share with you what we have done at IIT Bombay in the 5 years. And very importantly, whatever I showed you in the last few slides, all those things we have actually used ourselves. Was it easy for us? Maybe to some extent it was easier compared to other institutes. I am not denying that. But still you need to get all these things organized and then launch. So what we did in the last 5 years, let's quickly share with you as the Center for Entrepreneurship, which came recently at IIT Bombay. Even at Bombay also, we did not have any formal efforts. Our students were becoming entrepreneurs on their own without any input from IIT Bombay. But seeing the situation, seeing the changes both locally in social, economic, technical, and even support from government and others, we thought it is important we start our own full-fledged center of entrepreneurship. So as I mentioned by Professor Atre, this center with the support from Desai Sethi, Bharat Desai and Nirja Sethi, the husband-wife team who helped us in starting this program. So basically we thought that we are doing something new which we have not done before. So if you want to do something new, you must know how it is done. Is that right? Who has done it before? Who are the best people who had done it? Is that right? We must try to understand that. So therefore, we got the inputs, as I mentioned to Deshpande Symposium, Stanford STVP program, Berkeley and MIT at Deshpande Center at MIT. But we say that whatever we learn, we are ready to learn from all these people, agencies, but ultimately it must be what is going to be right for IIT Bombay and the Indian situation. A lot of people will do a lot of things. Is the right thing for us? Even in this your case, I would suggest that whatever IIT Bombay done is okay, but is it the correct thing for you? That you have to make your own judgment. IIT Bombay has done A, B, C, D. Should we do F, G, H and not this? Because that is what we required for your situation, for your way of handling things. So therefore, I think Professor Atre mentioned that to you, that provide this center to create the situation, create the platform for students to learn about entrepreneurship. But most importantly, again, when you offer a program like this, typically all you offer is a courses. We thought what IIT is, so we should maximize all the facilities, resources at IIT Bombay if you are going to do about entrepreneurship. So the center provides facilities, educational courses, and most importantly even offer micro grants for the students. Like we have got a studio to make proof of concept. So not only we teach them, if they want to do something tangible, they can actually create that. So very small amount. Bharat Desai has mentioned that if you are not going to go beyond only teaching and telling stories, unless you do something. So we offer not only courses and teaching material, but also facilities to create something. And therefore, the content, that is the programs, the context is very important. That is, what is the thing I said? Two things you can't separate. Two things, what and for whom. So that is the context. For whom we are doing, and is it the right thing? Is it a useful thing? Is it a big profit thing? So that you do. And finally, of course, the networking for the students. And the center therefore provides knowledge, resources and practice. Can all of us do all of these things? I don't know. We tried with this, and to some extent we could do some of these things. But whatever you want to start with, we can start with those issues. It could be only education program, could be only some facilities, or could be more than that, depending on where you are. So how did we make the beginning? We started in 2014-15, as Professor Atre mentioned, started only with one single course. In the first semester of the academic year 14-15, IIT Bombay Center of Entrepreneurship launched only one single course, that was the Introduction to Entrepreneurship, which I started with my colleague Raj Jaswal talking about, he's our alumnus, I'll talk to about him. So that's all we started in the first semester of the academic year 14-15. We said let us start. Then in the second semester we started second course. In the next year we started 2 courses each in the 2 semesters. In the third year we added another 2 courses, but importantly we also added courses which are in other departments. So apart from your own center, all departments at an engineering institute or an engineering college will have courses which are useful for innovation and entrepreneurship. Is that possible? Like mechanical engineering course, we have a course here called collaborative engineering. It is taught by Professor Ravi in mechanical department. What that course is? To help students to work in a project mode on medical devices. Okay. So again I mentioned there has to be a champion. Someone said I am teaching this, but can I give something beyond that? Or we have got a course in material engineering and sciences, Professor Ramani, who is teaching for his students how to use the new materials in a different way. So you need to scout for all your institute that apart from our doing something, what is happening and is it some way connected related to innovation, entrepreneurship. So with that we took all these courses, more than dozen courses at IIT Bombay, and we found that there are about more than 60 credits we can collect. Now each institute of course typically has the requirement for a degree, is that right? To give a major you require whatever it is 160 credits per year for 4 years or whatever, is that right? So that we have got. Same way for giving degree in entrepreneurship as a minor, we have requirement that we must have 6 credit 5 courses at least, that is 30 credits, and then we told students that a student comes to IIT Bombay as a first year student, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So first year BTech student, we do not ask them to join these courses because they need to learn all the basics courses. So second year onwards, so second, third, fourth year student can take these courses, and even if they take 1 course per semester, how many courses they can take in 3 years? 6 courses, and that could give them the required program for BTech. So this is the way we began, and therefore right from second year onwards we could tell students join now, and it is possible, but it is not a compulsory thing. It is only for those students who want to get this. Any students can join any course as and when they want to join. If somebody has only 1 course of introduction, it's good for them. Some want to join venture creations, want to join marketing for entrepreneurs, it's up to them to join. And those who can take at least 6 courses out of these dozen courses, they can actually get a degree of entrepreneurship as a minor. So today we are offering now these 8 courses from the center itself, and each semester there are 4 courses, 2 courses which are full semester 6 credit, and 2 courses which are 3 credit, that is half semester courses. So you can see that they range from all the areas: introduction, basics of business, how to manage innovation, how to create a venture, marketing for entrepreneurs, IP for entrepreneurs, and most importantly these 2 courses, that is development of a concept and basic and advanced. So these courses give the students an opportunity to not just learn but make something. So they must be able to create a prototype or a proof of concept which they will be able to utilize for their development. And therefore with that we have got in the last 4 years, 4.5 years, 1200 students at IIT Bombay taking these courses, and more than 25 companies at the various stages of launching a venture. So what approach we take is the LML, that is learn about entrepreneurship, about innovation, how to do that, but most importantly make, that is the create something, and then L, that is the launch your technology venture. So therefore, any innovation, any venture can come up with the complete chain of creativity, innovation and entrepreneurship.
Sir, what's the mode of evaluation for those courses?
Yeah, excellent question, very good. I think all the courses are very practice oriented. So no course has got more than half evaluation through regular exam. More than half evaluation is done through actual project carried out by the students. Whether it is a actual tangible product service or at least the plan or thinking about coming with a new idea. So less than half is regular evaluation, more than half is actual experiential practice oriented development. Okay, good question. Yeah. So as I mentioned to you that there is all the problems all over the world and more so in your own local area, and on the other side there is a possibility of something which can work. So therefore we want creativity, we want innovation, and finally we want the entrepreneurship. So in what way our inputs to our students can work on this, can develop this is what we are trying. So therefore the approach I mentioned to you, courses, then other inputs, that is we have got a program called Ideas for mentorship of students, and second is for research commercialization, which Professor Atre mentioned in the morning, and actually create a POC in a project mode, and then the final course to launch a venture. That is the approach that IIT Bombay takes for entrepreneurship. So this is what we want to do. That is, we want our students to make a transition from thought to think. Not just think, not just an idea, but create something tangible. It should be technology based. As Professor Atre mentioned, it must connect to some problem and discovery of this customer, and then we will be able to support them through this course. Again, the entire evaluation for the course is only based on the project presentation made by student to a panel including external members of VCs and angel investors. Whatever they give would be the final grade and not any quiz or test that the student is going to write about. These are some of the examples of the new ventures coming out of the DS Center. Can you see this? What is this? Sorry? You can see this at the back of this student, Sai Hemant. So this is a unmanned defense vehicle. This is actually a backpackable robo.
Man portable.
Yeah, man portable, and it can go in the field, it can go up to 1 kilometer in the field, and it can remotely detect and diffuse an explosive device. So this is actually under trial in Chhattisgarh, where Chhattisgarh police are working on this. They will give us the feedback and tell us whether it is really working or not. Or this is stethoscope. This is going to be used for students who are children with pneumonia. It's difficult to detect with a conventional stethoscope. So they are trying with a different device. This is a warehouse and supply chain logistic project which is going on. This is already the student was in 3rd year, already set up this website for comparison shopping. Is the fan not working or AC not working? Check karo jara. Okay, so the student when you are 3rd year itself, he started this comparison shop site and started earning income at that stage itself. SoundRex is a new technology, audio technology, which can give a controllable output from various sources to give an experience that you are either on a wave of ocean or you are under rains and all. So this project went to the best in the world project in Seoul in South Korea, and today they are in a accelerator called Techstar in Bangalore. You heard about the word accelerator, incubators, we will come to that later. So these are some of the examples of the projects which I got. This is soil sense, this is nano sensor, this is 4 students doing PhD. As Professor Atre mentioned, unless there is a research, unless there is a new technology which can deploy to some important requirement, you can't expect that you will be creating result. So this is again a project where students doing PhD have come with this sensor and we are doing trials on that. So I will not go all the project, but you can see each of them are based on some technology combination which was not done earlier, and there is a possibility that it can do something, solve an important problem. So we are really, I think it's so early, but we are really happy that some of these students already have won the awards both nationally and globally. Most important, as I mentioned, that it is not a one-man show, it requires a lot of inputs from various people. So at IIT Bombay, we have created a big cadre of mentors and guides which come from our own faculty. All these faculty have themselves set up their own companies or working in innovation areas. Or we have got our own alumni who are able to support our students like Ajay Bhagwat and Zishan and all. So they are able to guide our students. If they are in their areas, we tell students, go approach them, they will help you. Or we have got VCs and angels. Of course, we are lucky we are in Mumbai, so there is access. I can understand your institute may not be that easy to get access to these people. And finally, professionals like taxation, legal, accounts, IP. So these are the people whom we have got on our board. There are more than 70 to 80 people who can help students to do that. Can it be done overnight? Of course not. Can it be done by all the people in the same way? Of course not. But this is what we require, that there is a connect between the student team and the outside world at different stages of the development. So therefore, this is what we are trying to create at IIT Bombay. I won't say it is there, but we are trying to create. Professor Atre mentioned the ecosystem that we are talking about. That is right from education to incubation, how we can help our students. And in doing that, we have got help from all the people. Some of them are our alumni, some of them are from outside, but we wanted to ensure that what it requires for the student from learning to getting incubated, we must provide inputs to them. So some of them like Donde or Vinay or Raj, they are our own alumni, but we also enlist some of the best people from outside.
Both they will be giving lectures here.
Yeah, in fact, Raj Jaswa, Vinay Daborkar and Salil Donde, they take classes every semester. They come. In fact, Salil and Raj come from USA, Vinay comes from Bangalore. Even they are not even Bombay based, but they are able to contribute their expertise and knowledge and teach the students. Again, this is a very important thing. Faculty, you will not able to get a faculty from day one who is actually a teacher or a professor of entrepreneurship. Is that possible for you to get that? It will never happen. So the champion who is there, he or she has to start teaching something and try to get that part of the course you might be able to do with other people who would be able to do that. This is our plan now. As Professor Atre mentioned, that Bharat Desai is giving us further support, and we will be actually creating a completely new center. Not only the current way of doing education programs, but also set up a lot of maker spaces and giving the facilities to develop innovative products and services for our students. This is going to be a 50,000 square foot new building which will come up expected 2 years time, and that will help us to further develop this center. The other two programs which will be taken up, I will not take more time, but this is the entrepreneurship ecosystem element. This is the mentoring of the students right from idea stage. That is a student who is in first year, second year, wants to do something, right from creating interest and exploration spirit to final product. So very early stage, there is not much support at exploration stage, and that's what we will try to. We are actually running the program now for last 1 year. The second is very important. This program is launched just year back. We had a first cohort in January. Second is right now actually running. I think maybe some people can talk to them. Friday. Yeah, Friday you can talk to them. So this is a 7-week program where a faculty who is doing research for many years and their research scholar they come together and over 7-week period take exercise to determine whether they can go up on the entrepreneurship path, or if it's not working, they can even decide that. But this is a platform to explore whether your research is likely to be an important part of a new venture. So, as I mentioned to you, there are about 25 teams which are working currently at IIT Bombay in exploring whether the research can go into innovation and entrepreneurship path. These are some of the faculty who are all doing research and whose projects are coming under the program. Must have heard about IIGP. How many students of your institutes have taken part in this? You are aware of this? IIGP? Yeah. How many students have taken part? 5 students. And what stage they reached?
2 of them actually reached the final stage.
Wow, congrats, great, very good. Yeah. What about you?
First time actually they
You have taken part, wonderful, most welcome. Yeah, that is what we should do.
part for the first time, but
Yeah.
they did not go to a particular stage. But
No problem, that's a great beginning. Yeah. As I mentioned to you, I think today we are in the situation where the government is very proactive, very progressive, and for all the, I think, problems and inefficiencies with government working, we are seeing that this program has hundreds of student teams have got benefit from this program. We just had a workshop about 3 months back when Professor Atre, myself and one of our colleagues, we took these 12 teams from all over India and helped them to reach a level where they can go into the final stage of the competition.
was inaugurated in Guwahati this time.
Wow, great. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this is our team at our DS center. These are the people who are IIT Bombay faculty, and we try to do lot of courses we take from here, and some of the colleagues, they help us in planning and executing program. These are the people who are our adjunct and visiting faculty. We can see that equal number or more number we require from them, only then we are able to create the requirement of the students and meet them. Dr. Hivani is IP expert, Kaushik is smart cities, Devadip is marketing, computers and innovation, Anil Gupta is one of the most well-known professor in strategy at University of Maryland, and we have got a very small core team. In fact, the only people who are working full-time in the center are the project staff. All faculty are having their own other duties. Whatever department, Professor Atre has a full-fledged mechanical department, as also he is R&D dean and also part of the center. So we can see that you are never going to get a situation where there will be day 1, 10 people in the center start now. Okay, somebody will have to do extra work. If you are a champion for that, you could start it. So therefore, going on a new venture is very tough. It is not a straightforward road. You are bound to get obstructed. You are going to get situation which is not going to be easy, and therefore to manage that you need to provide multiple inputs, that mentoring, micro grants, incubation, networking, all those things are required for them. Again, it is not a one-dimensional thing that give one course or start 2 courses and the things can work. We need to have. Only thing, you cannot have all of them at the starting point. You need to build them up gradually, but ultimately there has to be an ecosystem for the development. So these are the part of ecosystem at IIT Bombay. We have got a very strong e-cell, student cell, they will meet you. We have got a staff, technology, student technology body. We have got Tinkerers Laboratory. We arrange e-summit, Professor Atre mentioned that. We arrange the Asia's biggest plan for B-plan competition, where more than 10,000 entries are there. We run a tech fest, which is a massive technology development, ideas and demonstration. And lastly, I would like to mention about the NEC. How many have heard about NEC? Heard about the NEC? No? I think the failure on part of both IIT and the colleges. Okay? So the e-cell, as I mentioned to you, has been working for last 15 years more actively, and we are working with TICON and other one. Getting awards is not a problem, but some of the people who interact with the students through the e-cell, you can see their names and stature. But most importantly, I want you to bring to the last slide, I think, on the NEC. NEC is the National Entrepreneurship Engineering College Challenge. That is engineering colleges who wants to start entrepreneurship activity on their campus. This is operated by our ECEL, and we organize every year a all-India competition where our ECEL students get in touch with the engineering colleges all around India and share with them what we are doing here and how we can make a start at their institute. And based on that, we ask them to prepare their own plan and implement that, and there is every year we get actually a competition from these colleges at 3 levels: basic, intermediate, advanced. That is how much progress they have made in starting activities related to innovation and entrepreneurship. But usually it starts in August, which in time for you, and the final held in January. So I really ask you, request you that you be part of the NEC as a starting point. In the last e-summit, there are 400 colleges and 5,000 students who actually resulted into 15 new cells all over India for starting entrepreneurship activities. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. This is the Powai Lake which we have seen today. So this is the elements of entrepreneurship which Professor Atre mentioned: the incubator, the ECEL, DS center, research park, and what you are aiming to do is to create this ecosystem, and hopefully we will get new ventures coming out of that. But they will come only when all the elements of the ecosystem are working together and we are constantly feeding them to develop further and further. So last slide, I think you need to start somewhere. There is no point in just thinking, and that start could be at a very basic level, that at least start one course. Okay, or then you can get a support for that, you can get other people connected, publicize to your students that this is what you can do, start a club for the students on this, and advanced stage we can of course see later. Starting your own program is like a startup. Is launching a startup easy? Same way, starting a center at your institute is not going to be easy. You have to think that itself as a startup, that you are launching a startup. So entrepreneurship is the process by which we need to start something without any resources. If you have got all the resources with you, money and everything, then it's not an entrepreneur's job. So you need to start that. Don't expect to get ready support. None of you will get a support that I wanted 15 lakhs, I want 2 rooms, I want 5 faculty. Even today we are fighting for space, as Professor Atre can tell you. So find what students want, you have to be the champion, only then you can start. So start small, start somewhere, but start now. Okay, all the best. Thank you.